Roadhouse looks simple. A bar, a bouncer, broken glass, neon sweat. A rule that sounds polite until it sounds like a threat. But behind the mullet jokes and bar fights is a movie that took itself dead seriously and somehow became a legend. These are 10 weird facts about Roadhouse, the brawler that refused to stay dumb. Fact 1. Roadhouse was almost 2 hours long. Roadhouse was never meant to be this tight. Early cuts reportedly ran close to 2.5 hours, which is insane for a movie built on fists, beer, and philosophy-spouting bouncers. Then the edit got violent. Scenes vanished. Moments disappeared. But here's the proof. The trailer still shows footage that never made the final film. Extra lines. Different angles. Character beats that feel familiar but never arrive. The trailer accidentally exposes a movie that kept changing right up to the end. Fact 2. Dalton's love interest was completely recast. Doc was not decoration. If Dalton's one real human connection did not work, the whole movie collapsed. Annette Bening was originally cast. They tested the chemistry. The room went quiet. No drama. No scandal. Just one brutal Hollywood truth. You can't fake chemistry. Kelly Lynch stepped in and suddenly the romance had teeth. She did not soften Dalton. She challenged him. That one casting change locked the movie's tone into something sharper, rougher, and more dangerous. Fact 3. The bar fights were designed to look ugly on purpose. Director Roddy Harrington did not want ballet. He wanted controlled chaos. So actors trained hard and took real hits. Patrick Swayze trained with Benny, the Jet Urquidez, a real kickboxing legend. Sam Elliott later admitted they did their own fighting and spent most of the shoot sore, bruised, taped, and exhausted. That's why the violence feels close. Nothing looks clean because nothing was meant to be. Fact 4. Roadhouse may have changed Swayze's entire career. The injury that mattered most was not a punch. It was Swayze's knee. The physical toll forced him to rethink non-stop action roles. Projects like Predator 2 and Tango and Cash floated around him, then slipped away. Instead, he chose Ghost. Softness. Vulnerability. Roadhouse tried to lock him into toughness. The injury pushed him toward immortality anyway. Fact 5. The mullet was a studio weapon. That haircut was not a joke. It was strategy. The studio did not want Dalton looking polished. They wanted him working class, rough, believable. Swayze hated it. Later called it the bane of my existence. But it worked too well. On set, fans were reportedly so aggressive he needed bodyguards. He cut it off immediately after filming. The audience did not, they kept the mullet. They kept Dalton. Fact 6. Jasper, Missouri isn't real on screen. The movie swears this takes place in Jasper, Missouri. It sounds real. Feels real. It was not. Roadhouse was filmed in California. The Double Deuce was not a famous bar. It was built, destroyed, and erased. Even Dalton's barn hideout was manufactured isolation. Jasper was not a place. It was a mood. Fact 7. Patrick Swayze is on the soundtrack. Most people miss this. Patrick Swayze sings in Roadhouse. Not as a joke. Not as a stunt. He performed Raising Heaven, Hell Tonight, and Cliff's Edge. One was reportedly co-written by him. Dalton does not just fight chaos. He sings over it. Fact 8. The 2024 remake rewrote Dalton's soul. The original Dalton is calm. Surgical. Violence is a tool, not a hobby. The 2024 remake flips that. Dalton becomes a former UFC fighter surviving constant chaos. And Conor McGregor is not power, he's impact. Same bones. Different bloodstream. Fact 9. Roadhouse was sold as the end of Dirty Dancing. The studio did not sell Roadhouse as an action movie. They sold it as Patrick Swayze's transformation. From dream to danger. That's why the movie uses these arms of mine. The same song from Dirty Dancing. Same arms. Different damage. Fact 10. Critics buried it. Fans made it immortal. Roadhouse made $61.60 million on a $15 budget. Audiences showed up. Critics laughed. Roger Ebert called it a good bad movie. It earned 5 Razzie nominations. Years later, it was officially listed as one of the 100 most enjoyably bad movies ever made. A punchline turned into a badge of honor. Roadhouse is not good taste. It's a mood. A bruised myth about control, violence, and knowing exactly when not to be nice. This is Movixa. If this movie still lives in your head, like, subscribe, and tell us your favorite scene. Because the rule still matters. Be nice, until it's time not to be.